we coming for free. We're not playing no.
Yeah. We're back. We're back live once again with Zabella and Queen Prodigy. Now, what was it that you were trying to put up there? We were talking DJ academics, and then it shut off. That's funny that happened. You know what I mean? Because we were talking about a video that was put out at a certain time. But here's my thing. And this is us discussing it without causing issue, with just being blatantly honest. Now, you know how I talk receipts and how he had an interaction with him. Again, we knew one of his favorite artists were people that were allegedly in a beef. Matter of fact, we have receipts where he was continuously questioning XxTentacion on his beef with certain people. What are y'all thoughts on this?
I'll go ahead and add my 2 cents into that particular situation. I will say that when this was initially happening, most of the information pertaining to TheCzarr, I did get from XxxTentacion, basically, or even from Complex initially. But then when I started to look at the back end of how Complex has a strong affiliation with Drake and the Migos, or Carolina Records for that matter, I begin to realize that there's a monopolized game in this particular situation. And sometimes, unfortunately, no matter how much you like someone, no matter how much they may be the same blood as you or the same ethnicity as you, people are still playing the game. So it's kind of a complex situation because there was well in-depth information even from the Complex interview when he initially was jumped, and he had footage of, you know, the Migos security or whoever their thugs are that beat him up and showing lift off or take off, whatever his name is, running away from the situation or walking away from the situation. So that's very much real. But I noticed that Joe Buttons was just saying, like, yo, keep away from this particular situation. How does a man know that a man is about to get lit up right before it happens, and he broadcasts that on national television?
I can't call it. I don't know. Let me say this. Let me say this and put this out there. And this is strictly up to you guys thinking, you know, in this situation, looking how superstars beef. And we're not going to say any names. Did you find any relevant or curiosity in the fact X was discussing sacrifice in an argument with someone? Like, he was arguing with a friend and the term of sacrifice came up, and they were literally going back and forth because of that particular topic. Do you think that was relevant to the situation, Zabella?
Honestly, it's very relevant because that's when we were living with our manager. He was the one showing us all of the, like, dark magic and the voodoo, just everything we shouldn't have learned, you know, being there. I was just a dancer, you know, and I was looking for a place to stay, and I ended up bumping into them once again, and that's all that was heard in the house. Manifesting, sacrifices. It was weird. There's weird paintings on the wall and everything. Like,
so we're not going to name the individual that was doing it. I don't believe in that part, but I wanted to kind of ask this. So, being that he was teaching you guys this, what was his occupation?
He's just a porn star.
So he's just
a manager.
Now, I want to ask, is he someone that you have done business with?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Never.
Did he want you to?
Yes. and I would always reject him. X would actually make me hide in my room from him.
Okay, so he felt there was something up with this guy.
Yeah, he already knew, and once he found out what happened between X and I, he got heated for some reason and separated us after a couple months. It was almost like a year living there.
How did he have the power to separate you both?
He basically grabbed whatever friends he could. They rushed me into the house. They made X leave the house. And they took all my stuff and moved me to another house. And then by the time X came back, all my stuff was gone, but my clothes and a choker.
I wanted to ask this, and you're welcome to answer it if you don't want to. You know what I mean? I just want to ask, what age did you start stripping and doing and basically performing?
I started stripping at 18 and I started performing at 19.
Was there ever a time where it was forced upon you to do something you didn't initially, that goes against your moral code, just to make a living?
Yeah.
And was this a manager that put you in this situation, or was it a member that had some level of power?
A manager.
Now, in this situation, as things are, when, let's say a house has a mortgage, who was responsible for holding these mortgages down and allowing the ease of life of anyone who was living there?
Bruno and Steve Dash.
Okay. So the manager or the director, who owned it?
The contract or the house?
The house.
Bruno, the manager.
Okay. Is he the manager?
Initially, just to
Yeah.
answer, I know that there were...
X actually tweeted about him stealing money from X once. That's the manager he was always talking crap about. But for some reason, they were always around each other, and it was a weird deal or something.
Who?
Jose and Bruno.
Okay. So getting away from the name of these people, because I'm trying to get a general understanding that is not affluent with the direct association of these people. So in your situation, you work. This is what you do. You have a job to do. You do these things.
Yeah.
Now, knowing that that's the situation, have you received threats where someone's claiming that they're looking for you?
Yeah.
So sensibly, if you were to be in danger, it would be affiliated with someone in the prior situations we talked about that's quote unquote looking for you.
Yes.
Got you. Hit that like button if you're coming. Grab a drink movement. Hit that like button if you're coming through. I ain't playing. Hit that like button. I know a lot of people here don't like. Hit that like button. I ain't playing. Now, here's where I'm going, okay? And I'm pacing myself to build an image for the viewers, different things, what we got going on, so you get what's happening. So, presuming these threats happen, how consistent or when did these threats begin? And why, potentially?
These threats started after I started saying he never beat Geneva.
Okay.
After I found out who actually did beat her, and
Ooh, okay. Now, what proof do you have behind somebody actually being involved with the harming of her that was not Tentacion?
My old manager.
And he blatantly told you?
He said it in front of us once we got to his manager's house. And he kept saying it repeatedly, looking at me and making sure I was listening. He's like, oh, X beat his girl real bad. He beat his girl real bad. And I'm like, he wouldn't do that. And Bruno just looked at me really nasty and sent me to the room. And they kept talking about it. And I overheard them whispering, but I couldn't figure out what they were saying. They were like, it was like a plot or something.
So there was two grown men that were whispering in each other's ear and sent the only woman in the room out?
Basically.
Okay.
And they didn't even send me to my old room. They sent me to the room by his.
Okay. Now, what if this was not true? What would lead?
Hello.
Yeah, did you hear? I said, what would leave Geneva to say something like this if it wasn't true that someone beat her that she cared about?
Money.
And is it allegedly, was this for the eye surgery?
She never had eye surgery.
What proof?
So no.
What proof?
It wasn't for eye surgery.
So was it, as TheCzarr alleged, that she was potentially paying a pimp?
Basically.
Okay. Okay. Now, I want you to know, even though I get notes and I get certain ideas, the only way that I confirm him is not through only a solid source telling me it, but it's through my own visual investigation of looking into human characteristics. Queen Prodigy, have you seen suspect characteristics and behavior since this occurrence?
Most definitely. And even when it comes down to former managers, I can even tell when people tell me the truth and when they are lying to me. Interestingly enough,
tell them about when I went there.
I'm sure. Hold on, just give me 1 minute. But even when having specific conversations with former managers who proclaim myself to be fake in any type of way, and apparently it seems very obvious that he doesn't like it when I sink my teeth in his neck because he knows that he's very afraid of me, and he knows that I'm far more powerful than he's ever been in his life. So he's terrified to even speak to me over the phone. But at the same time, it has been come to my attention that when it came down to Ja's deepest fears, that he was very much under hypnosis in order to have certain events play out the way that it has.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right there. All right. We're going to stop there and I'm going to ask this. So with that said, if these men are bold in doing all they've done as far as women in them, and Zabella, I'm going to come to you and ask specific questions. Why would they allegedly come in with fake usernames and not as themselves?
Because they know I'm right. And they thought I was going to stay quiet. And I'm not, because that is someone I was very in love with. And that was my first love. And it's not fair that I can't experience that.
All right, guys, Bree J's back. We got a bonus round. Bree J's back. Okay. And she says, TheCzarr, ask them if they're cool with DJ Sunny. Are you guys cool with DJ Sunny? Okay, that's her answer. Nope. We asked. That's over. Okay, Zabella.
Wait.
No. We ain't got time for that. We're answering what she asked. Okay. I was about to say DJ Sunny. I mean Zabella. Zabella. Now, have you ever seen the use of some level of disorientation used in the midst of any of the things that were going on around you?
Yeah, they were.
Okay,
drugs
okay.
and acid.
Hey, I'm just asking questions. It's yes or no. I'm CommenterNation, greatest nation since United Nations. Stop playing. Listen, I'm just asking questions. All right. Now, with that being said, have you seen / witnessed, or do you know of any sexual assault that has occurred?
Yeah.
Okay. That's where we're okay. So being all of this, was this against or with the nature of Tentacion?
It was against.
So if this behavior was against his whole character, but we know that he is some guy who speaks his mind. So if he's seen someone doing this, or if he has witnessed this or been dealing or seeing this, would he have spoken up or would he have stayed quiet?
He would have spoken up.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Okay, next question. Now, with us understanding the nature of these things, hit that like button if you're coming through. Hit the like button. If we understand the nature of how this goes, what we understand to be the situation, do you believe that them having the power that you speak of, that allegedly people would have lined up in a way to speak lies publicly or cover up the situation? Yes or no?
Yes,
both of you.
Yes, yeah.
And
they're doing it now.
And for this to be a synonymous factor, does it involve multiple masterminds?
Truly.
Yes.
Do you know these 4 suspects that are here on the line to have been affiliated in some direct way to these group of individuals he would have spoken out against?
Yes.
So these suspects were involved in some way, in your opinion, allegedly.
I know so.
Okay. So is it safe to say that they're just fall guys?
No.
When I say fall guys, I mean the fact they're in a courtroom facing this, and they're the only ones, and they're saying these 4 are the only 4 that were responsible. Are you saying
they are scapegoats indeed?
That's fall guys. So let me say, let me re-question.
Another guy got arrested too. Remember you said it. There's 5 of them now.
I know, but I didn't tell you a gender.
Oh. Oh.
But listen. Moving forward. Now I want to know this. I have this question, and this been in mind to ask you guys. Being that now we know these synonymous factors to this situation, do you believe it could have been possible that the very beloved to him, which were, let's say, in a way to be a homie of some sort or someone he trusted, could have worked in favor to position him disfavorably?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Okay. So now that we understand all of this, let me ask you this. Not saying a name, was there allegedly someone that was sporting pentagrams or something under their bed? Wait, hold on. While synonymously using personal effects in a sense to try what they learned on this superstar?
Yeah, a couple of girls actually.
Girls. Okay. What do you believe their motive was?
Stealing souls, sacrifices.
So
Back on that again.
wait, hold on. We're talking about succubus thing. That's what we're conversating about. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you. Allegedly, were these succubus? Okay, because that's what I call them.
Yeah.
Were they closely in relations to doing things with X?
Only like 2 of them, 2 or 3 of them.
Okay, so how many total was there? Grab a drink movement. Grab a drink.
There was a couple.
Okay.
I mean, while I was there, I didn't go through that. But after me, he put that other girl through hell. I never really got disrespected.
We're going to get to Bree J's mystery question. But before we do that, let me ask this question real quick. Were any of these girls we're alleging, have we publicly seen their name listed?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, Bree J has a question. And I'm asking you guys because I don't know. Who is Taylor White?
That's funny. You know, that girl, for some reason, every time he was around her, he always got jumped or hurt. Has nobody noticed that?
Okay.
Every time he was around
Is she the one that had
hit that like button.
Adam 22?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's all. Bree J, you got your question answered. There you go. Now, back to question. Back to the discussion. Now, here's the thing. Panama, have you ever been in the industry working with any of the organizations linked to the affiliates that we spoke of?
No.
Okay.
Only as a manager.
Now, why would they allege that they were all doing stuff to you?
I'm not sure.
Right. Because remember, we already said, I seen it when you called him out. He didn't respond. We seen this. I seen it.
Yeah.
So could this be an attempt to discredit everything you say to show you as less than what you actually do mean to the situation?
Yeah, because every time they would get mad at me, they would do that. And Jose would be the only one. Jose, Ski, and Ryan would be the only one to tell them to stop.
Let me ask you guys this question, because you see me do battle with this well of a woman. That's all I'm going to say. Who is Lil Panama?
Lil who?
Lil Panama.
I have no idea who that is.
Neither do I. But I seen that this individual said they seen things. But I just wanted to ask, Queen, do you know who that is?
I'm not aware, but for whatever reason, I don't know if the name Marsha comes to my mind.
I don't know her.
So
okay. I mean, I have a real name, but I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna do it, Panna. Not gonna do it. You don't get no shine here tonight. No shine tonight. I do know her real name. I'm not gonna drop it, even though she likes saying my name a lot. Let me put this out there then. Do you know? Did you know the individual that was killed, the girl that was killed weeks before X's situation?
What girl?
I'm not going to drop her full name, but her nickname was Cherry.
That's funny. Somebody brought her up to me, actually, but I don't know who she is.
Okay. I'm glitching. Yeah, so that's my thing. So I haven't seen it either. So we both haven't seen it. Now let me ask this, and this is to both of you. The dealing with the situation and understanding how everyone fits in the situation, do you believe that there was any other way to do this but through teamwork?
No. How the hell would anybody else know where X was at?
Okay, let me ask you a do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Do any of you, both of you, know who Victor is?
No, but I've probably seen him at shows because Broward County is not that big, honestly. Like, we all know the same people. And they probably threatened him or something to shut up because he's the only one who saw what really happened.
So let me ask this. Indigo 444, doom. We're going to a commenter mention. What are your thoughts on the niece that ended up deceased in Jamaica?
I feel like they killed her because
there's no... Wait, we know she was drowned, and I already spoke on the fact that I had my Jamaican connects. Yeah, man. My Jamaican connects, look into it. There were only 2 young boys that drowned that month that it was declared. How would it be possible that we wouldn't have seen the month in time that was alleged dictated to us in some way, shape, or fashion?
That's his cousin. They don't have a really good law system over there, so why would they say anything? She knew.
Okay, we're going to leave it at that because I was just asking how would that be possible, because I literally hit some people up and asked them to present it. I had people on the move, on foot, around there, making phone calls, and we couldn't figure it out. It was a mystery. We couldn't figure it out.
I'm telling you right
now. Don't if you're don't hit me with the day. I don't want to even allege who was that. Next question. Passenger, are you guys aware that passenger was with him at the bank?
Hell yeah.
But there's no footage to show him at the bank.
Take the money out.
But what footage do we have to say he even had a passenger at the bank?
That's what was tampered with. That's why those other cops are arrested.
Okay, let's say that's what it is. What if I told you there was no passenger at the bank? Where would you go with it? Since we're looking at what you're saying, what if I said there was no passenger with him at the bank?
Then that person kept calling constantly to see what was going on and planned it really last minute, honestly.
So you're saying it's not potential that there was some type of connection or phone calls made prior to him even arriving at the bank?
Yeah, there was a connection. And I'm pretty sure I know who did it and said it.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. Leave it there. Let me ask this. Is it possible that someone may have been dropped off at Riva Motorsports to meet him there?
Yeah. But why?
Exactly. Now let me ask the next question. Why would Victor Okay, I didn't know a Victor. I didn't know if he was talking about Victor Cruz. I didn't know we were talking about football. I don't know what we were talking about. Why would Victor have posted on social media video? That's how I found out what happened. And say this, and that happened, but let him literally go into the fact that he was not there at all later.
Threats.
Okay, so you're saying he received threats for video recording it, then saying he wasn't there. How did he avoid court? How would he avoid getting summoned to court as a witness?
Money.
Whose money? His money?
Somebody paying him to stay quiet.
No, you listen to what I'm saying. How did he avoid the law system just because someone paid him?
Can I just add something in really quick?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know how verified this is, but there has been a video that I recently watched not too long ago. A YouTuber has been kind of very blatantly pointing out the case. Doggy's like, no. Anyway, has been pointing out the case and has said that that there could possibly be crisis actors involved in that situation.
I've seen that too.
I don't know how that is, but it could be a very big plausible situation. Again, this is something that is a theory that has been put out there.
Okay. Doom. Back to Bree J. Bree J. Don't know who you are, but welcome to CommenterNation. TheCzarr, I'm just curious. Why wasn't anything purchased once John left? That's how she said it. Why wasn't anything purchased when he left that store? What are your thoughts?
Somebody was rushing in to get out the store because he already saw who walked in.
Wait, but hold on. Was he beefing with the people that walked in?
No.
So I have a question. I'm not beefing with these guys. They walk in. He looks like he did. Was he confused why they were there? Because I have record that one of the suspects went there frequently, actually, and was a normal shopper. Was he shocked they were there when he was there? Or was he shocked? Wait, hold on. Wait. Was he shocked that they were there when he was there? Or was he more confused of why they didn't say anything to him?
I'm pretty sure he's confused why they didn't say anything. Honestly, because they looked right at each other. They all looked right at each other.
Why are investigators under the impression that one of the men made a call when we don't see any of them using a phone?
Well, they went all the way to the back. They haven't showed us all of the footage.
But there was other people that had a phone up to their head in the video. Did you see it?
Say that again?
There was other people that had phones in their hand and on their person. Did you happen to see it?
Yeah, they were asking him for pictures in the store. He actually told them that today.
Who was?
Victor.
No, where is this footage?
No, there's an interview where he was talking about it on YouTube, and it's actually him saying those guys walked in. I asked him for a picture. He said, no, not today.
Why? But listen,
got up the store.
I'm sorry, but here's my issue with that. So number one, we don't see any of that happening in any of the video. Number two, there was a key thing Victor had said. He said, I was outside waiting by his car to take a photo and asked him. We don't see any of that. Matter of fact, he even claimed to have ran from this occurrence. We don't see any of that. How is it that he was able to say that and that not be co-signed or at least seem to have been in any truth?
But funny enough, just to interject really quick, I believe that a very big hip hop Sesame Street media professional actually posted that interview on their platform. So again, when it comes down to paid crisis actors, I will state that again. Another YouTuber who has been challenging this case and who's spoken openly about this case has gotten a lot of flack for questioning the investigation other than yourself and other than other people involved, and has been saying that so-and-so is live is going to hell for basically using certain individuals to basically lie on this man's behalf of this investigation.
Grab a drink movement. Okay. Now, wait, hold on. Let me see.
Take a shot and Anita.
I'm smoking a blunt.
Oh, cut it out. Now, let's keep this all the way authentic, okay? Zabella, you are a performer, okay?
Yep, currently.
Here's the thing. In your industry, are you not tested regularly? So for you to be claimed to be getting around with people, is there any clause or anything where you have to monitor your behaviors?
Yeah, of course, always.
So when these people make these claims about them doing this stuff to you, does it not potentially aim to mess with your money?
Yeah, and that's how I support my family. So it's like they got families too. It's not fair. It's not, because it's like I've been working my ass off since I was 16. You know, I just got into this industry, and it's brand new to me. It's not fair that I have to get bashed constantly because of a certain person I'm defending.
I agree. Let me say this. I do not support what it is she does. I'm not saying that that's a good industry. Matter of fact, I believe her mind is pristine enough for her to do something greater and accomplish a legacy that is beyond what it is she does now. And I look to see her do that in the future. But
I'm going to say this really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Slut shaming should not be condoned no matter what a woman's choice is, regardless of what profession she chooses for herself. Sexual energy is very free and free flowing as long as people are safe and are conscious of the actual exchange of what they are taking on and what is behind that. And so when it comes down to a woman speaking her mind, usually people want to congratulate the pimp in his point of view and not necessarily look at the real situation of the females that actually know the ins and outs of what's going on in everybody's crib. So I'm gonna say this like this: when it comes down to women in American society, patriarchy needs to wake up and realize that your time is up. Women are speaking, they are saying how they feel, and they don't give a damn about what you have to say. Okay.
All right. YouTube guidelines. Okay. Now here's okay. I'm objective. I ain't got no plight. I'm fighting for and I'm fighting against the growth of women. I'm objective. But I do have an issue with males who call themselves a man that take advantage of a woman and want to poke their chests out like they're manly for doing it. We never did that sucker-ish. Never. And if you couldn't talk her into doing something, or if you couldn't do it, hang it up. Maybe men's your lane. That's what I think. Hang it up. That's my opinion on that. So I just want to make that clear. My only thing where I'm not objective is men who's taking advantage of women like, yeah, I'm the man, I'm getting it. No, you taking it. You taking it.
Excuse me, Czar. I wanted to add one more thing because you mentioned the industry I am. There has been a lot of discrimination against me because I have tattoos and stuff, and that is very against the law. Everybody should deserve a chance to
sell. Bronx, stand up. Bronx, New York, stand up. He says, TheCzarr, one question when X. Oh, and by the way, if you didn't know, the Bronx is responsible for the apparel. Shout to the Bronx, New York. Let's get into it. Here's what's going on. X saw the guys jump out of the car. Why didn't he slap the I-8 into reverse and go right back around? That car is powerful enough to dip. That's what Rustler said. What could have been the situation? Can someone tell, in your opinion, both of you, what could have hindered him from putting the car in reverse and getting out of the way?
Whoever was next to him probably gave him something lethal.
Whoa, hold on. We don't have no proof of that. What is your...
As a board.
Huh?
He was stiff as a board, but well, he wasn't stiff. He was still fighting, and in his neck there were no bullet wounds.
Okay.
No blood, nothing.
Well, even with
I say it was an injection.
Even with that said, we saw a video of one of the suspects videotaping when a guy was leaning in the window. Was he making a purchase from this person, in your opinion?
Most likely, while everything was going down.
Okay. We got one of the fake usernames that joined us. No, I am not going to show your comment because you ain't helping the progress, and you're probably one of the lames that can't come here. Listen, if 64 people out of y'all here, look at me and listen good. Look at me. TheCzarr already knows who you are. Show your picture, show yourself, and I'll give you respect. Show your picture, show yourself, and I'll give you respect. Period. You'll get your respect. I'll be like, you know what? So-and-so just handled his business. We're on with it. Show yourself. Just show yourself. I've been telling you to show. Now, you know I know who you are. I've been telling you to show yourself for months. That just makes me, that triple doubles, quadruples down on what's being said, that I know who you are. I know who you are.
Triple dog dare you to show yourself.
No, I'm not daring him. I'm telling him to show himself. Come on.
Damn, they call me Kitty, bro.
Do you believe that anyone else that was around that may have been involved is potentially going to be stardom-wise where XxTentacion was?
Hell no. None of them are talented.
None? None.
Hell no.
So okay, when I cop the volume...
Hold on. I take that back. Kinsel, Trunks, Bass Santana, and Cooley. Even though they all separated themselves from me and Bass disrespected me, they do have talent. Those four. The other, they're just like backup dancers or something, because that's basically what they were.
No, okay. We're not going there. Because listen, I know people that are trash, but they're big stars. You're trash though. And I don't hide it. I've told them they're garbage multiple times. Not a verse, if you were getting listen, I can name any battle rapper I can name off the top would cook you in a match. Let alone
Dr. Seuss raps.
With the same beats you guys have, they would smoke your boots. But that's just my opinion on the art of battle rappers that I watch versus the people who they lift to stardom. Oh, this guy's so good. When he's 16, sounds like he's 16, and he's in his mid to early to late 20s. And your 16 sounds like you're 16. But we're going to move on from that. Not that age can hold someone back from rapping, but there's just no skill in it. Let's just be real. And you know who you are. I ain't gotta say it. You know who you are. I ain't gotta say it. That's what I love about this. I ain't gotta say it. Because after you spit that trash in the booth, you walk out, you'll start drinking or doing whatever it is you do, and you'll say to yourself, dang, I kicked that garbage. Why they like it so much? In the back of your head, I know you're saying that. I know you're saying
because most people are vibrating on a lower frequency and don't really have a higher vocabulary than 25.
There we go.
They're fucking, excuse my language.
Now let's get to it. Hatred. Whose vibration may have been a way to hijack Tentacion? Who wanted to hijack his frequency and his vibration?
It was a very much a corporate industrial effort. In the beginning, it seemed to be only about artists, which artists are definitely involved in this particular situation. But if major labels can't eat off of him, then they're going to make sure that they can some way, somehow.
Okay, I hear you. Let me ask this. Why would someone be showing up that has no musical talent? None. No songs, not even trying to be a rapper. Why would they be showing up to a record label?
Who are you asking? Her or me?
I'm asking both of you. Take whoever wants to speak first.
To get more funds.
But how would they achieve getting this if they have nothing to offer?
Because they're related to that person. That's the only way.
So you're saying that it's probable that you're alleging someone has relations to someone within a company entity?
Yep.
And who's saying that? Is that you, Zabella?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know this for a fact?
Yeah, I do actually.
Don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else. Okay. Don't say nothing else.
Go off right now.
Don't say nothing else. Okay. Because listen, I know this. I know who. I know why. I know. I just want to see who else does. Okay.
So evil.
Let's get into Let's get into this part. So did any of these women who were allegedly drugged and taken advantage of, did they go forward to press charges or something?
Nope.
What would be the reason they didn't?
They're scared.
Of what?
Okay. First off, any of us doing that could ruin our potential in the career. So we might as well basically almost die for our career name. Not saying
so
me.
There's mind control.
Yeah, not saying me because I'm out of it, thank God. But I've lived with most of those girls who went through the situation, and I had to stay quiet.
Why aren't they entrepreneurs that make business with their minds that ranges above the opportunistic of these males who aren't men doing this, but these males that have to do this in order to get some, or have to say it's a video in order to get laid? Why don't they use their mind, but they rather subject their body to this potential danger?
Sometimes it's the thrill. Sometimes it's just they really aimed for it or wanted to make a business of it and just keep pushing and see how far.
But the thrill of intercourse can be had without the dangers.
Well, can I make a point really quick?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add really quick. I remember John was having a conversation with Act, and he was talking about how social media is another platform of mind control, and how certain females that are like Instabots, Instagram models, whatever you want to call them, however you want to categorize them, they get an endorphin high from posting, you know, their nudes or their breasts or their ass or whatever it is, and people like it, right? There's an endorphin exchange through energy, because what we are using right now on our phones has quartz silicon in it, to which it can actually absorb our energy and transfer it to the person that you're interacting with or to the person that you're looking at. And it creates a level of desire within your lower chakras, and you're constantly hooked on trying to see that person.
Okay. So I get that they get offloaded, but let me ask this question. This is to Zabella or Queen Prodigy. Have you ever seen, this is, now get ready and listen close. Have you ever seen any of these alleged women who look and portray and stand to look as women actually be men?
I'm sorry, you're saying on Instagram?
No, I'm saying around the situation at all.
Not that I am currently aware of, and I mean, to be honest with you, X has been around, or in general, anyone affiliated.
Not X. I mean,
girls a lot all the time.
I mean, any of the girls that were publicly around anyone in the situation, not just specifically X. Zabella, at these parties or anything, have you ever met someone who was in a woman's persona but was actually a man?
I'm trying to remember because I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. I just don't remember their name.
Yes or no?
Yeah, they're in the industry too, actually.
No, we're not talking about the industry. In this situation, directly affiliated, yay or nay?
Yeah.
And they were being involved with someone in that house, weren't they?
Yeah.
Did they have someone's legs, ankles behind their head, allegedly?
Yeah.
Yep. Right? Okay. Without saying that person's name, now that we know that to be the case, was this a normal activity for someone?
It was every time they had a party.
Is it possible that he may have walked in or seen it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So with this being known, how many people would you allegedly, give me a rough number, were participating in this activity?
4.
4? You said 4?
Yeah.
Didn't I say somebody was flexible? Did not say somebody was flexible?
Very.
Very flexible, wasn't he? Okay. Off that part. Now, there's nothing wrong with that activity, but was these same people who were participating in that also trying to have intercourse with other women, actual women there?
Yeah.
And is it possible that they had to drug the women in order to be with them?
Yes.
And not to put their legs behind their head?
Yes.
Now, we never talked about, true or false, I never talked with you behind the scenes about this, did I?
Yeah, what?
Me and you never had a discussion about that particular fact behind the scenes, did we?
No.
Okay. No.
But
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's every time he has a party over there.
Right. Have you ever walked in on this happening?
They locked me out.
So were there multiple? So if we're going to say, was this a group session that involved multiple men in one room with this particular person.
Yeah.
Were they ever on their knees for this person?
That I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Just wanted to ask that one. That was just a bonus question.
Yeah.
But okay. Okay. Were one of these people that went into the room one of the same people that were alleged to be abusive to women?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now that I understand that part, would you allege that it's possible that this person is continuing these type of activities?
Yeah.
Do you believe that they may like that activity beyond the normal interaction with the same women that they allegedly beat?
Yeah. Because it's like a control thing.
When you say it's a control thing, what do you mean?
It's mind control. It's a spiritual thing.
So wait, hold on. So you're saying that they're doing this thinking it brings some increase of their humanity?
Yeah, like powers. Yeah. Yeah.
So their powers is them being subdued.
Yeah, at times if that person switches.
Broly magic is real.
Do you wait? Hold on.
Yeah.
Do you believe that they're using protection when they're doing this?
No.
You have to use bodily fluids in order to control people with your spells. I'm very much aware of sex energy, and that's the reason why at times I tell people to be mindful of who they share themselves with, because even when, whether if it's male to female, female to female, whichever way it goes, you're still taking on that other person.
Okay. I'm just getting started. Wait. Hold on. Now, with that known, are they taking this fluid like they're trying to get impregnated?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Okay. Give me a second. Let me regain myself. Okay. Now, with this being what TheCzarr now understands to be credible, let me ask this part.
Yeah.
Why does this person allegedly act so tough when they do this behind the scenes? And could this have been a reason that they could have had a falling out with someone?
Yes. Because they were honest.
Okay.
All of them separated, actually.
And could this have been a potential reason?
Yeah. I wouldn't know the reason. They didn't tell me. But all of them were telling me that they stopped working together.
Okay. So,
yes,
if X knew that this was happening and the person was trying to be tough to him, wouldn't he feel some sort of way if they were trying to be tough to him when they're doing stuff like this?
Yes. That's why he fought so much.
Okay. Are any of the suspects, any of the men that could allegedly have been involved in this activity?
Not that I know of.
Okay. So here's my thing. Have you ever heard of X mention he had a dope tattoo guy that used to do another artist? And could that potentially have referred to one of the suspects?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So was he cool with that person?
No.
They weren't cool.
After a while, no, they just lost contact.
But even though they lost contact, do you know of a situation that would make them not cool?
Either one of them stole money.
Okay.
Or it was like a cousin or something that he beat up.
Did X not look out for his dogs around him?
Always.
So he was always looking out for people around him. That was a part of his character, correct?
Yeah.
Why weren't people looking out for him?
Because they were plotting on him.
Were any of the plotting going on at the party?
Yeah. There's actually a video that they shot a week before on the manager's page.
Okay.
And you can hear everything they're saying in the video. And you can actually you can see the gay activity going on too.
Okay, I wasn't even okay. Leave it there.
I'm just gonna put
TheCzarr knows what you're talking about, but I don't think they do. Hey, leave it there. TheCzarr knows. Okay. Now
I'm gonna send it. It's too funny.
With that being the situation, the people plotting, was it the same group that took turns putting their ankles behind their head?
Yeah.
So presuming that that's what was happening and everybody wasn't rocking with them during the tough act because they knew this happened.
Say that again. You broke up on the last part.
Because this was happening in the situation where these people were behind the scenes doing this stuff. Was this part of a larger, let's say, ritual?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. You know, we stay objective, and I'm just asking the questions.
I just have a quick question.
Yes.
When you all describe having individuals' legs behind their head, now, is this more of a booty goon situation that's happening?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Initiation, babe.
And that's something that X was definitely not into.
Hell no. That's why he was fighting everybody.
Let me hold on. Stop. Okay. I just want to co-sign between the both of you that we did not even have any leading, not even an inkling to this level of conversation, this subject at all before we started, correct?
Truly.
Okay, we didn't. But let me put this out here. Is it also possible? Now, we don't care what people like, but we're saying women versus situation where someone likes something else. Is there a possible man-on-man situation that was occurring as well?
I think Bella might have her mic muted. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I said, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Look at how they act with each other.
Okay, just leave it there. I just wanted to say that. So there were things going on that he allegedly did not like amongst people he did not believe to be doing something. That's a question.
Say it again.
There were things going on that he allegedly did not like amongst people, correct?
Yeah.
And this being known to be an alleged potential fallout would this empower? No, let me before I even say something about this. Are one of the people, Zabella, directly sending you the threats? One of the people who are involved?
Yeah.
Okay.
A couple.
And would that be each of the ones? So everybody that I've seen that sent anything like a threat would be involved?
Yeah, of course. Why would they be threatening me?
Okay.
That's why I'm laughing that Jalen Onfro is saying, "Stop lying, ho." You should like really remove that username.
No,
That's
no.
really
Just
disrespectful.
no. Let that person talk. They're fake. Let them go.
I could tell.
No, just let it be. We look at commenter questions, not slander. The same reason why I asked if you knew certain people because of the nature of what was going on. So now that we know that those were the situations going on that led to certain situations, not that we have any issue with anyone that does that, but that was an indicative situation that led to animosity.
Yeah. That's what it was. Jealousy.
All rights reserved.
It was jealousy the whole time.
I mean, if you were a young 20-year-old man who had ripped abs, a good-looking face, and was extremely intelligent, and you could basically battle anyone off the top of your dome without having to write mostly of anything down, and you could make millions of dollars in a day, that would probably be a very tough situation, especially if you're a conscious person and you know that the persona of your image is worth more than actually allowing it to be advertised or funneled through larger companies for it to be pimped out. And that's the same way that happened to Prince. Prince was not on that shit. Prince was not on that stuff. Prince would not actually pimp his material out to falsify information for a KFC commercial because the man was vegan, or even any other situation. He would not pimp his material out because that was a part of his soul. His music was a part of his soul. So why wouldn't Jase be on that same frequency?
Let me say this. It's not that I have an issue with anybody who chooses the lifestyle, but there were 3 things I saw that showed me that was happening before I even asked. And that's why I told you to tell him. Number 1, it was the level of threats you were making to a woman. Number 2, it was the fact you were making false claims about a woman's sexual behavior when only a woman does that. Okay? Number 3, you looked flexible. I'm sorry. It was what I seen you saying, but then you look flexible, period. But you were really flexible. Like, not just like you did something else. No, your legs, you can lift them up high. That's how flexible you were. I'm just keeping it 100. That's it. You could put your legs behind your head like a ballerina. I knew. And I already told them that if we got a problem, I'll make the world know. And it won't be a soundtrack that blows up. It won't be your music that blows. It will be you with your legs in the air like a Muppet.
Booty Goons ain't got time, man. Booty Goons.
No, you know what?
Booty Goons got enough time.
Shout to all my people that do have an alternative lifestyle. We don't have to agree for me to respect you. But if someone's going to use that and do something to someone to cover that up, you're a problem.
I have to explain something again. See, why these rituals happen, that's the reason why the aspect of looking at numerology, even when job passed, is a very important thing. Simply because of the fact that I'm very much into studying or observing the occult. And even with Crowley magic, if you see, like, let's just take the 20 out of 18, right? Let's just look at 699, for instance, right? When you look at that, that pushes it forward. Now, 6 is supposed to represent Venus, and 9 is supposed to represent Mars. Now, when you have the double nines there or the double Mars there, you have to think about the two symbolisms. Think about the symbolism of Mars. Two Marses that are actually colliding with each other. So this is a very ritualistic thing. Now it gets into a space to where, yes, there's a certain lifestyle that people genuinely do to signify their love in the most respectful way, but people do use that lifestyle in order to manifest chaos magic. And that is a genuine thing. If you're actually looking up chi and looking up the sexual energy of chi, you could actually study how certain frequencies of sex, whether if it be through female to female, or if it be male to female, and even from male to male, there are certain levels to where if you have that interaction of male to male, it's actually an explosive energy. That is the reason why the female component or the 6 is still there, because she's more implosive. But when you have that double 9 there, that means that you are creating nothing but chaos, and that you are trying to attract demonic energy into your space.
So is this true or is this false? Was someone, see, Czar's well knowledgeable about how this stuff works. I'm just, I'm objective. I'm staying objective. When dealing with this to both of you, if you have knowledge, was there someone attempting to use his personal artifacts to create a form of energy?
Yeah, a couple people.
I have heard of this to be true, but it wouldn't surprise me.
A couple of people.
Okay. With that said, knowing, here's one more thing I'm going to slide in. And Zabella, don't answer. Just hear me out. One thing we don't do is make accusations of who did it, because I'm saying that because I'm aware of other things. That's why I'm saying it. Even if we feel something shady, we can't sit here and make accusations when there's a lot of funny style or FS. A keyword I've seen behind the scenes Tentacion refer to people and their activity. And this isn't only doing with certain people. This has to do with social media as well. So do you believe that it's potential that the cohesion to cause or escalate the drama was not only on a personal level, but there was a touch of media that created this? Okay.
There's a couple pages.
Okay. So with us knowing this, is it possible the people that come in here and have negative things to say are motivated in some way, whether by connections, relations to an affiliate, directly affiliated, or money, to try and dictate some level of animosity?
Yes, of course. That's what happened to him.
So now that we understand all these angles, TheCzarr always sees the big picture. I've been seeing them. I gave them their chance to speak. Listen, there are people that shut people up because they don't want them to talk about speaking their truth. But I always let things be in a situation and accepted things speaking the truth. But ultimately, when we're looking at things in a civil way, how many times have we seen these users come in? People joining the live just to hate it. But we've seen that a roundabout way, they were involved in these activities.
Well, at the end of the day, they can't stop watching it. So regardless of if it's positive or negative, they're still giving us energy. So I have no problem accepting their energy, whether if it's love or or is hate. That's the reason why Jah would say, regardless of what you send my way, I am going to transmute it, and it will be used to my benefit, period. So that is the high road that we need to take, is that no matter what kind of energy people want to put against us, because they would like this capo effects of being able to control specific people and situations, that doesn't stop. Regardless of, it's kind of like when you look at Malcolm X and you look at specific situations of how he was kind of set up within his own community by the FBI, that did not stop this man from speaking his truth and trying to bring unity together.
Okay, Zabella, I'm a Bree J's back. Doom, 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 doom. Let me word this in a better way, because she's just kind of asking what she's been told. Do not say where the state, nowhere you have moved. Because if they think somewhere else, I want them to think that, because I'm not up for putting that out there, because the same guys who can do splits and then they look like they got the hardest music, I know that some are hating you still. So here's my thing.
Sorry.
What made you move? What made
the threats?
Okay.
It's not normal. It's not normal. If somebody was doing this to your family, because I see everybody typing, if somebody was doing this to your family, you would not be accepting this either.
Listen.
You would protect your family.
We're not going to put what would happen out there. We're not going to talk in detail about what anyone would do, because we all would do something. Put it that way.
Yeah.
But with that being said, again, what situation would we got time for it.
We got haters.
Bree J, no. I'm gonna tell you why I would not involve Ari in this situation. I'm gonna say the name. I'll tell you why. Because there is more to that story behind the scenes from my personal understanding. And it's not just from someone telling me. It's that I saw stuff that shows there's more around the situation. Now, I'm not saying with who, I'm not saying what's going on, but I'm saying there's more.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not going in on it. You know, and I'll let Zabella know. Nicole has a comment saying she thinks you're an airhead and things, but I can attest that TheCzarr does not rock with people that are of that mentality. If someone was adjacent and they're straight on view, I wouldn't rock with it. I wouldn't even have them on here. It's been months and months and months I conversated with a person before I even did this. So,
and if anyone wants to call me an airhead, please keep in mind that I've been working on my master's and currently have a 3.5 GPA, so come mess with it if you want to.
Okay. Okay, you know what Queen said, so you can make your comments about Queen too. She let you know what it was. Now back.
I'm not gonna make any comments about Queen because the person hiding behind this profile swears that they know me, and I know who Nicole is, and I've blocked them a couple times, and they keep coming back.
Understood. Do you believe these people could elect?
People don't know how to read either or write.
Do you believe these people could potentially, allegedly, be sent here to do this by someone that could have further affiliation?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. They're bored.
Now, here's the thing. TheCzarr is aware that his channel is the melting pot for these type of people to show up, thanks to deductions by a lovely mind. So
keep coming in here.
I've been able to understand this by other things happening, even certain people reaching out that showed their true colors.
Yeah.
And we're going to ask, what are your thoughts on the guy that made a video about me talking about being humble and saying that I was clout chasing. Each of you.
That seems like the alternative choice to say to everybody, because that's a word X actually came up with. So it's like they're the ones really.
Well, no. Clout chasing and stuff was out long before that. Long before it. Except
like he made it more relevant.
He made it relevant to his group of speaking, but there are individuals. Let me give you an example. I've heard an older mogul say keep it pushing, but I've also heard a rapper in a song, part of his hook, say keep it pushing, but he said keep it moving. So there are words that have synonymous things to them that people mix up all the time, that people work through all the time. So I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
What we've created is an understanding that we all have a motivation to expose and speak on things a certain way.
These people are funny. Yeah, of course. That's why I brought it up. I'm like, that's the only person I know that word from. That because he always yelled it. Here's
another thing I want to bring up here to make a point. People for a long time have made comments about Soulja Boy's music, but the man I heard speaking on the Breakfast Club, the entrepreneur, listen, I'm telling you, whether it matters that his music gets more streams and stuff, he seems to be an origin for a lot of bigger name stars we see today. So it's easy for some way that somebody reaches a new level and avoids things and runs with their stardom and turns their back on who matters. Could this have been a situation where, because XxxTentacion blew up, that people were trying to place this on him, but we didn't see Soulja Boy throw this on people until comments were made to him, until people were disrespectful to his legacy. Then he spoke up. But he didn't throw them under the bus.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, of course. But when you're messing with somebody's money, with somebody's name, that is very disrespectful. That's why the people on here, I don't really reply to them when they disrespect me. I just block them because no response is better than anything.
Oh, don't. Chris, hey. Okay. He says, hold on. Chris A says, why weren't there pictures of XxTentacion in the hospital released to the public? Wait, and for the pictures to not be released, why aren't the documents being sent to the family members?
I already said why.
What was that? Reiterate it so he hears.
Lethal. It had to be something lethal other than a gun. It had to be something other than a gun that hit him because he was fighting.
Okay. Something more lethal. Okay.
It had to be like an injection of a drug or something.
Allegedly.
And allegedly too. Just to
allegedly.
We don't. Let's put this out as well. Now, why would someone like Quavo all of a sudden say "Rest in peace to Peep" and X, who suffered from a fentanyl overdose?
So
why would that be mentioned?
You're saying
which I was always an advocate for being drug free, especially towards the end of his life.
Yeah, and he only smoked, but it was with me. He didn't really smoke with anyone else, unless it was like Rolling Loud to surprise anybody.
Now
he did drugs in the beginning for like exploration and realization and stuff, but it was just to get somewhere with his career, you know.
Now, Oriah from commenters saying there were silencers involved. That's why.
But
then that would contradict what the Victor character, right? That would contradict what that Victor character would say as far as gunshots being heard.
Yeah, they said it loud and clear. We heard 3 gunshots, and then we heard him say, "What the F?"
Hold on. Candace Jackson said Quavo sucks. Czar personally thinks Quavo has some of the better music of the artists I see out. Personally, that's what I think. Personally. But looking at the way it is, I did not see his post, but a lot of rappers and stuff say RIP in certain ways.
Yeah.
So what is holding back certain people who would be claimed to be directly around him, so not other superstars, but directly around him, from speaking on the topic so vehemently for justice?
Maybe they know something.
For instance, we've seen one of his real good friends seriously address another superstar in the game when he was mocking it. Then we've seen another superstar take a picture with this same person. Do not say names. Take a picture with this same person. What excuse or what reasoning do you have behind why one took a picture and why one went to check the person?
If I could respond to that, when it comes down to certain specific situations, and this is the reason why I also predicted that there was gang affiliation pertaining to this case before I believe Dedrick Williams actually hired private investigators to actually check into gang affiliation. And also keep in mind too that X was having specific issues with 2 artists right before he passed, and I believe both of those artists are blood affiliated. Now, if you keep in mind, certain people that he had beef with, or when he got jumped at that hotel scene, were also gang affiliated, and one of them is actually married to a blood. So, with that being said, you have to understand that there's a bigger situation here. Now, this is the reason why they were trashing him in the media and said, "Oh, you have to be about that life." You know what I'm saying? In order to continue on in this game.
Also, one of the people that got jumped with X actually spoke to me and told me what actually went down. And if you rewatch the video with him getting jumped, they are holding a gun to the other guy's head so he won't defend Jose.
So someone had the other guy by gunpoint, you're saying?
Yes, while they were beating him. They were basically making him watch.
How did he get a gun into that concert?
From the home state because of that.
How did he get a gun into that concert?
No. It wasn't the concert. It's the first time they jumped him.
At the hotel.
Yes.
So why didn't they double back for payback?
That's not the type of person X is.
No, not him. Why didn't his homies double back for payback?
Who's to say that I was going to say, as far as double backing for payback, I mean, even with this particular situation, there are a lot of people that are watching this particular scenario. There's a lot of scuffling going on. But there's a lot of individuals who are watching that particular situation, to where these people, interestingly enough, have a lot of industry connects, because it's been said by even King Yella, who has actually called out the Migos and said that they were the ops. There's no difference when it comes down to gang affiliation and police affiliation.
Hey, Queen, you should tell them about that one time they invited me over. The meeting they were having.
Funny enough, I remember this was like, months back, but I recall having Bella on my mind really heavily, and Ja was saying, please check on her, make sure that she's safe, make sure she's okay. And I happened to call when Bella was in a specific individual's home, which confirms to me, and even having conversations with that individual who owns that home, that she definitely was in the house, or definitely knew Ja and knew Ski at the time before their startup. So initially, it was a bit concerning to me because she needed a safe place to be, but at the same time, too, she understood how certain people roll. So keep in mind that, again, I did speak to other individuals who literally, one of the gentlemen, I'll say, wasn't too bad, but I felt like he was kind of spooked out after I spoke to him because I said certain things to him that was really triggering to his soul, and he hasn't been wanting to get in contact with me since. But at the same time, too, he definitely has a sincere soft spot for Jaffe, and for the fact that he couldn't really be around due to the fact of different paranoia and different specific situations that were happening that hindered him from protecting Ja. Now, with that being said, the other individual was extremely upset, continued to call me fake, continued to bash me, and on top of that, too, I believe that he also had his chaos magic friend who was there, too, who was yelling in the background to basically get me off of the phone or just get that whole situation away from them. And I could obviously tell that that what I did, whatever I was saying, was really triggering them, simply because I'm a complete stranger coming out of nowhere, and I'm stating nothing but facts to them, and it makes them extremely paranoid that I know so much.
Wait, dun. I'm in my zone. Let me ask you, Zabella, you can pass or you could answer yay or nay. No details needed. Any of the individuals we mentioned previous that are flexible and do other things at the party other than enjoy the women there, has any of them attempted to try to do things to you?
Yeah.
Was it what did any of them attempt to do this against your will?
At times.
Okay. Did any of them attempt to disorient you?
Yeah, a lot.
Now, when they did this, were they doing this in groups or solo?
Sometimes solo, sometimes in groups.
Did you fight back?
Yeah.
Now, with this being the situation, are any of these people the same people that I have that have sent you threats?
Yes.
Interesting. So, with that being said and understood, have they ever tried to force the person that had the appearance of a woman but actually had the makings of a man to try to do stuff to women as well?
Yeah.
And did they use this for show in a group of them trying to watch this happen?
That I don't know.
Okay. Now, was this woman that had the body of a man but was dressed as a woman, were they drugged as well?
At times.
Were they more so a willing participant?
Yeah, sometimes.
Was this individual too not using protection? So no, they.
At times, it depends if the person was new.
Okay, so if the person was new, they'd use protection.
Yeah.
So is this the way that women were being initiated?
Yeah, at times, and if not, it was actually even more.
Even more what?
It was an even more sacred initiation.
And
you mentioned it earlier, the pentagram under the bed.
Okay.
That's basically what it would be.
So it would be sex on that bed.
Yeah. They actually moved everything around too. Funny enough.
So was it just two people involved, or was it this person first and then other people?
This person and the other people.
Okay.
The last time I went there, they were having a little party, and I stayed in the living room, and they took my best friend in the back room, and she came out like really drugged up.
Okay.
Like, they locked me out of the room and all.
Okay. So were they forcing her against her will?
I don't know. Because when she came out of that room, she was drugged up. She was drugged up.
Okay. So you would say that this was something that happened on the regular?
Not regular, but like I said, every time they would have a party.
Okay. So what was the race of this woman / man?
Spanish.
Okay.
Mixed.
Okay. And were they a regular to the area, or were they someone that drove over from another state, another city within the state?
Sometimes they would be a regular. Like, all of us moved around a lot, so it was hard to see who was really here or not.
How many houses were there to your knowledge?
3.
Okay. All the lines. Now, the next thing I want to ask in this situation, Queen Prodigy, being that you could tell energies and you're well inclined to do this, have you ever been around someone that you deemed to be credible and felt an odd energy?
A lot of people.
Okay. Have you had interaction through social media with individuals who were shady?
So just because I didn't actually answer that last question, but yes, there have been individuals who definitely have very shady character, who are not honest, and that's kind of the synapses of power at times, and being able to persuade people to think a specific way in order to deflect the truth. But I feel like when I feel people's energy, or even when they're saying specific words to me, I still get visions of what the truth is. Jah will still present visions to me. Bless you. Will still present visions to me of relaying of what the actual truth is, regardless of what any person says to me.
Hold on, hit that like button. Stop playing with me. Hit that like button.
And also another thing too, if I could also mention, not to take too much time on this, because I know now for whatever reason, this Sesame Street hip hop media legend doesn't want to have any beef with me, getting false tweets, to which the fans actually came to my defense and said, no, this situation was real, and we actually saw this gentleman post his truth online. And my thing is this: how is it that people take on the credibility of someone who has 1.1 million subscribers versus somebody who has 300 plus, or whatever the situation may be? But all of a sudden, that means that they are truth tellers. It's like actually watching Fox News and saying, oh, well, they have 6 million people who watch Fox News on a regular basis versus CNN, so that they have to be more credible. That really sounds a bit unjust to me, and it sounds extremely unfair that that I have not received an apology myself for that petition not being pushed, and also being called a liar, to which I was not, and to which, again, the fans came to my defense and said, no, this is true. And keeping in mind that on top of that, too, that they had the audacity to say that X never built their platform, but in every video, or in most of the videos that he has, Josse's quote-unquote private shout-out was placed in front of every video that he's ever done. So that's a shot, and I'm not backing down. And anybody, like I said, anyone that wants to talk about me, I promise you, I'm not ever going to be done with you.
Okay. Let me say this too. Let me put this out there. You know, I have a million questions, but I just tailor myself to the limits. I'm staying within my limits. They think the lot. No, Czar, I'm woke. Let me ask you guys this. Okay. I'm just pacing the questions. I'm not going to keep you all night. I'm just pacing the questions. What are your thoughts as far as considering that all this stuff is going on? Is it possible? Now, we've seen videos circulating about someone that claimed to be his girl. And was she doing things that would make her seem, was she loyal to him? Do you have direct knowledge that she was not loyal?
Yeah.
How do you have direct knowledge? Do you have a receipt? Her conversating with someone, her at one of these parties.
The guys.
What do you mean the guys?
The guys would say it. The guys were telling me she was supposed to have an abortion after 5 weeks. She wasn't even supposed to keep the baby.
Did any of them admit to smashing her?
They're not going to tell me that.
Okay.
You know that wouldn't be smart for them to do.
So, do you believe, in your opinion, that any of these guys had predisposed knowledge to have smashed her?
That's where she came from.
What do you mean that's where she came from?
She's from Bruno.
We're going to stop saying names with no proof. You don't have proof that she's from there?
She's from Orlando. That's where they had another house, and that's how they met, through him. Because I've seen her at parties, and it was VR's regular parties. It wasn't anything crazy.
So, have you ever seen her at a party go into a back room?
She disappeared for a bit. So, yeah.
But did you see someone else walking with her?
I can't say who.
Okay, so you don't know exactly who, or you're just not going to say who?
I'm not going to say who.
That answers who it is for me. I don't know if it answers it for everyone else, but I know. Okay. So that being the case, was this the norm for these individuals that were around? That they would end up dating girls that teens were hitting?
Yeah, basically, but it was always to make them jealous or talk crap about them, or to hurt that person's feelings. And I guess they're heartless.
Okay. Well,
but they were never together.
Wait, hold on. Let's be clear. It's not that they're heartless. It's just that they're not thinking. You get what I'm saying?
He's not here. They're very heartless. He's not here anymore.
But what would be heartless about it? No. Let me ask this. Let's move forward. Was any of the managers that he used for music at any of these parties?
No. My manager, yeah, but then he would leave. But that's because he was doing his business. Well, we already know what he does. So, yeah.
When you say do his business, he wasn't leaving alone?
Not that, but substance stuff.
Okay. How is it that they would make a living doing this type of life?
Manipulation.
How do you manipulate money into your hand? Are you saying that alleged pimping?
Yeah, that's what they are.
So
that's what X's old manager is.
So why is it that these women pay if they could just go do their career on their own as you have?
Some of them are very dependable on other people. I'd rather be independent.
Okay.
Some of them don't really think for themselves. They rather have somebody boss them around for some reason, I guess. I don't know.
Have you
ever the situation of looking at individuals' backgrounds as far as the functionality within their own family environment and where they come from?
Mm-hmm.
So have you ever walked in on a woman, A, either being beat, or B, in the midst of being sexually gratified without her consent and screaming for help?
The first one, yeah. The second one, no.
Okay. So you walked into a beating before?
Yeah, you could hear it throughout the house sometimes.
You heard the hits throughout the house?
Yeah.
And would they get to leave that night, or is that the last you heard from them?
They would have to hide in the house till they healed up.
Got
go
you.
To work today. Then go to work that same day. Makeup or something.
And was there a group of people doing the beating or particular people?
Particular. Very particular. You guys stop fighting on the comments. These people are so irrelevant.
Listen, why are you worried about them? Don't worry, they're doing what they do. Let them do what they do. So
it's just the energy.
It's fine. So these people that were beat, these girls that were beating things, none of them would ever tell.
There was one that said something, and then those girls disappeared, and then they stayed hanging out with him.
They stayed hanging out?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell he did. Those girls, my best friend actually, she moved me in there, and I left because she got beat. Actually, if you go on Twitter, you could see it.
The beating?
That's his @ name. Yeah. All the beatings, actually.
Okay, Czar's aware of this. Why have they not been arrested if that's the truth?
I really don't know. It has to be connections.
So one of these guys, nope, that's what I wanted. So one of these guys definitely involved in this, definitely are playing both sides of the fence, which means, no, let me ask you this before I say that. Let me ask you this. Has there ever been a person you may be able to identify as an investigator at any of these parties?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. So next time anyone wants to play with Czar saying something, I will blow your spot up. I will turn you all into mice. I will have you from here to Japan with exact receipts so that if your child sees it, if they see you, you will never get respect as an earthling. As an earthling, you won't be respected. That's all. I'm just trying to put that out there. Don't play with me. Don't play me. Everybody get it. I'll be hitting everybody up. I told y'all not to. How many times do I say stop playing with me? You know what? I think somebody just needs to be exposed so the rest say, I'm going to stop playing with him. I'm going to let it be. I'm going to not be fake in the comments. He knows because I know.
See, that's the thing. Truth burns them. Truth.
That's all I wanted to come out, that there was an investigator at that party. I have evidence of the parties that are happening locally around me. Again, if my situation goes awry, I'll make sure these men can't sit with their families at the table. How was your day, daughter? Without her picturing her father's legs behind his head. I'm not playing. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all can sit there and indict people. Let me ask a question. Have any of these investigators that you know of ever showed up with a substance?
They what?
Have they ever showed up to these parties having something to have fun at these parties?
Yeah.
And Czar don't know what he's talking about?
I actually have to give you someone's name
And
who's trying to get involved.
Okay, when you say
laugh who it is, because you probably know who it is.
Okay, I'll take their name anyway. And when you say involved, what do you mean?
They're one of the people trying to sidetrack everything.
Okay, I'll take that name, because if one of these receipts I have has them on it, that'll be the one I release right away. And I'll make sure I release it directly to people that they know. That's how I rock. That's how I'm a rock. Because I'm just done with the people that are doing all of this, then arresting people. Doing all of this, then showing up to work like I made an arrest. When you show up to work on the big screen, it's going to be playing you getting dug out by another man. It's going to be you getting dug out, and I'm making sure your kids see it. I will post it on their Facebook page so they see you getting dug out. I'm not playing. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. You better respect. If you don't give respect, I take it.
Yep.
Know that.
So when it comes down to because it's been stated that when one of the third suspect who actually went to Georgia, they were attained by U.S. Marshals. And it's been said, it's been rumored, I don't know the truth behind this or not, whether the FBI is involved, but then it makes me wonder for the fans that really want to get justice for Ja, and now they see all of these government mishaps happening from Broward to even the federal government. What exactly, as the people, are we going to do to get justice for him, or even other kids that are, or other people, other rappers, other regular civilians who are being abused by the law?
Hold on real quick. Let me say, the things we've discussed, did I go over any of this with you guys? None. Okay? Keep playing with me. None. So let me intricately ask this then. us knowing these interactions around this situation and stuff, and us knowing how strongly X stood for speaking on the corruption of authority, do you feel he may have been bothered that he saw these type of relationships going on?
Very.